Good evening and a pleasant welcome to this week's first edition of Primetime News. I'm Joy Gosses. Leading this evening's bulletin, we begin at State House, where President Dr. Hage Geingob on Sunday conferred the honor of a state funeral for the late former MP, Cabinet Minister and SWAPO Politburo member Kathenambo Kathenambo. In his message of condolence to the bereaved family, comrades and friends, the head of state noted that the late Kathenambo Kathenambo's contributions towards the development of Namibia will be cherished, particularly in the various capacities he served. The late Kathenambo's remains will be laid to rest on a date and place to be agreed on in consultation with the bereaved family. The late KK, as he was affectionately known, succumbed after a prolonged battle with COVID-19 virus on the 17th of August 2021. Staying with the presidency, the head of state received letters of credits from the heads of mission designated to Namibia from the Federal Republics of Nigeria and Ghana.
Dr. Tazor Teham of Nigeria and Yaqub Al-Hassan of Ghana presented their letters of credence as well as the recall letters of their predecessors to Geingob at State House in Windhoek. Speaking during his meeting with Geingob, Teham said there is a binding factor between Namibia and Nigeria, pledging to shared prosperity and a continuously strong bond between the two countries. On his part, Al-Hassan stated that he was honored to serve in the position, adding that he looks forward to working closely with the Namibian government and its people towards enhancing the bilateral relations of the two nations, along with continued cooperation. Welcoming Teham and Al-Hassan to Namibia, Geingob narrated Namibia's long history with the two West African countries, highlighting that Namibia has good long-standing relationships with them, which he hopes will be extended. For Nampa News, LV Haihambo.
In tragic news, the burned body of an adult woman was on Saturday afternoon found in a riverbed at Okahandja's Extension 9 residential area.
Spokesperson of the Namibian Police Force in the Shodonjupa region, Inspector Maureen Beha, told Nampa in an interview on Sunday that the body was identified to be that of Mensi Kathetura. Beha said next to her body was a bottle of paraffin, matchbox, a handbag, cell phone, and her identity documents. The 42-year-old Kathetura allegedly on Friday told some of her relatives that she is faced with a personal problem without divulging further details about the problem. Beha added that a forensic investigation into her death was launched on Saturday by Nampol's forensic department, and it is expected to determine whether Kathetura was murdered or committed suicide by setting herself alight. Her next of kin have been informed of her death.
In COVID-19 related news, Namibia has lost a total of 2,227 people during the months of June and July, proving the 2 months to be the darkest and most dramatic period of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The figures form part of the 3,300 people who have lost their lives since the pandemic reached the country in March 2020. Of the total, 1,501 died in July, while 726 died a month earlier in June. Executive Director in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Ben Nangombe, in a recent interview with Nampa said the recent decline in COVID-19 infections allows the ministry to do a post-mortem analysis, highlighting lessons learned especially during that period. He highlighted that the month of June and July have been the most challenging to the ministry, with hospitals in the country, both public and private, overwhelmed by high demands for bed space, oxygen supplies, and even mortuary space. Kathetura Hospital by Thursday, 19 August, only had 16 COVID-19 patients in their 74-bed respiratory unit. This is a huge decline in comparison to June, when the same unit reported up to 70 patients. Nangombe, however, added that the shift in new infections from Khomas and Erongo regions to northern regions is highly concerning, as those regions are the most populated parts of the country. Josephine Simeon, Nampa News.
In a development that will largely be welcomed, the Roads Authority has announced the introduction of a written learner's license test in several local languages at all NATO's offices countrywide, effective from 23 August 2021.
The Roads Authority, in a media statement issued recently, said local languages will now be offered as an option for written learner license tests to applicants who are not conversant in English. The statement noted that English will still be the primary medium for the test at all NATA centers and offices. The language options are Afrikaans, Nama Damara, Oshiherero, Oshiwambo, Rukwangali, and Silozi. It also stated that other vernaculars will be added in future. Learner license applicants are required to submit their application forms in boxes located at all relevant NATA's offices and centers. They will then be contacted via the Roads Authority SMS line to confirm the date and time for them to visit the NATA's office to complete the booking process.
Stand by for your top roundup. And now for the latest news in the world of business and economics. The Development Bank of Namibia Chief Executive Officer Martin Inkumbi has stressed that additional loans and temporary relief measures are not always the solution for struggling businesses impacted by COVID-19.
In a media statement issued recently, Development Bank of Namibia Chief Executive Officer Martin Inkumbi said one of the solutions can be found in equity finance through the National Equity Fund for qualifying enterprises currently experiencing headwinds but with the potential for future growth prospects. The National Equity Fund would add to the financing toolkit provided the equity investment or debt-to-equity conversations are made on pure business and economic merit and on the potential viability and recovery of an enterprise. The equity finance vehicle should not be taking a permanent shareholding but should enable the original shareholders to purchase their shareholding as the enterprise recovers and grows or to onboard new shareholders depending on the preferences of the existing shareholders, the CEO stated. The arrangement should allow the National Equity Fund to intervene or recommend managerial or operational methods to strengthen governance and improve business growth. The CEO further said the ideal will be to allow existing enterprise shareholders the independence to manage their business and turn it around through their own business learnings and experience. The National Equity Fund is aimed at boosting business recovery that is affected by COVID-19. Josephine Simeon, Nampa News.
Mobile telecommunications giant MTC has moved a step closer in trading on the Namibia Stock Exchange, NSX. The NSX approved its primary listing on the main board of the Namibian stock market.
MTC, in a media statement issued on Friday, announced that the prospectus was registered by the Register of Companies on 19 August 2021 in terms of Section 155 of the Companies Act, Act No. 28 of 2004. The statement reads that this is the largest proposed listing by a Namibian company since the establishment of the Namibian Stock Exchange. 49% of the ordinary shares in MTC will be made available to the general public during the public offer, with the Namibia Post and Telecommunications Holding Limited retaining a minimum of 51% of MTC Post listing, and that MTC will be listed before the end of November 2021. The listing will provide an opportunity for all MTC customers, staff, stakeholders, and the public in general to acquire MTC shares and to participate in the ownership of MTC. In the event that the public offer is oversubscribed, the order of the allocation process will first be to previously disadvantaged Namibians, then to MTC staff and customers, followed by Namibian natural persons and corporates, and finally to Namibian institutions, Southern African Development Community, and international investors. For Nampa News, LV Haihambo.
Join us after the break as we bring you tonight's sports news with Michael Matimba.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. See, James has always watched football wherever he can. Sometimes it got awkward. It was never really comfortable. And finding a good place to watch became more and more difficult, not to mention costly. Traveling for his games took its toll on James until he discovered something big. Now that James has GoTV, he can finally enjoy the perks of Home Ground Advantage. Good for you, James. Get Home Ground Advantage with GoTV. With superstar players competing in the world's biggest leagues and cup competitions, you'll be spoiled for football choice. So get and stay connected to GoTV for the best football season yet. GoTV. Love it.
Good evening and welcome to All Things Sport on Sport Planet. We kick off with athletics news. Namibia's athletes continue to fly the flag high internationally. Following their exploits in the recently concluded Tokyo 2020 Olympics, Olympic silver medalist Christine Boma on Sunday afternoon led Namibia to a 4x100 meter silver medal on the last day of the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. Marco Ndlovu compiled this report.
Namibia finished second in a time of 43.76 seconds, which is a Namibian national record, breaking the one set by Keisha Kalomo, Globine Mayova, Shipeka Pora Herunga, and Lelani Klausman in a time of 43.53 seconds in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Jamaica took the gold medal in a time of 42.90 seconds, a championship record, while Nigeria came third to secure a bronze medal in a season's best of 43.90 seconds. The Namibian sprinting sensation produced a stunning last leg run of 9.86 seconds to see Namibia recovering from the 5th position to 2nd and win a 3rd silver medal at the championships. Ankarana Ndawana Haitembu did not have the best of starts at 12.18 seconds before handing over to 100-meter and 200-meter championship silver medalist Beatrice Masilingi, who did 10.16 seconds at the back straight. Masilingi then handed over to Nandi Vas with 11.56 seconds, who had a decent run to hand over the baton to Mboma in the 5th position. Their second place finish sees Namibia with a total of 4 medals, 1 gold and 3 silver. Masilingi has 3 silver medals in the 100-meter, 200-meter and 2x100 meter, while Mboma has a gold and silver medal in the 100-meter and 4x100 meter. Namibia had sent 6 athletes to the Games, 5 females and 1 male. Elvis Gaseb, who competed in the 100-meter race and lost in the first qualifying heats.
In Paralympic news, Namibia Paralympic Committee team coach for the 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games, Leto Hamola, says athletes are now well aware there is no turning back as they are busy with their final preparations.
The 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games is scheduled to start on 24 August and end on 6 September 2021, with Team Namibia having 3 athletes and 3 guides to compete in track and field events. In an interview with the Namibia press agency on Sunday, Hamhola said arriving at the athletes' village brought a sense of relief for the athletes as well as the officials. He explained there are many protocols that we had to go through. We only managed to see a track today on Sunday, the 22nd of August, after being at the last one on 13th August 2021 at home. These are the sacrifices we had to make for the course, and when an athlete walks into the village, they know there is no turning back. Hamhola added that their motto for these games is #Komesho Nam Paralympic, which means they are going forward because the athletes have taken a lot of commitment, hard work and dedication to prepare for the games. The coach added that the most important thing at the moment is that athletes are healthy. Team Namibia will start with their activities on Friday, 27 August 2021, when T11 athlete Lahia Ishitile will compete in her first event, which is the T11 400-meter heats. She is also expected to compete in the 200-meter and long jump at the championships. Other athletes that will also represent Namibia are Anania Shikongo, a T11 athlete, and T13 athlete Johannes Nambala. Both the athletes will compete in the 100-meter and 400-meter events of their respective categories.
Your sports roundup is up next.
Wherever you are on Planet Football.
You can go anywhere in the world, but nobody feels football like we do.
And they dare to sing.
It's a rhythm.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Football.
La football.
Soccer. 1, 2.
That moves us.
Salah to settle in. There's no feeling like that feeling.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
Nothing compares to DSTV's unbeatable football offering. So stay connected to watch the best football on the planet.
And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's bulletin. Much appreciated for tuning in. Do catch us on the morrow for another installment of Primetime News. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like and share. Also click on the notifications bell to stay abreast with the latest happenings locally and globally. Do add your comments as well in the comment section. From myself and the entire production crew, adios and good night.